Hey, welcome to Lipstick and Liberation. This is Lex, and this is my podcast where I engage as a Black woman and feminist with pop culture, music, film, and tell you about those experiences from my perspective. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening. Again, as always, I totally enjoy you guys' support. Today, I am talking about dad bods. So there was a discussion on Twitter where a lot of women were presented with a picture and men were presented with a picture, and the men picked the guy in the picture. It was before and after one of the guy with a regular body, and then he'd gotten into shape and he was super muscular. So the guys thought the muscular picture was the more attractive one, but the women picked the dad bod picture. And there was a lot of reasons presented about that, but I want to talk about why I think that is, just as a woman who has been in a lot of dating spaces, has been in a lot of conversations with women. I think a lot of that is because women are socialized to have low expectations for men. They are socialized to not want much from men and portray themselves as being so easygoing, cool girl, as was stated in Gone Girl. Like, oh, I don't need too much. I'm not requiring too much. I'm just so easygoing. Whatever you got, babe. I'll split bills with you. Whatever you bring is totally fine. You don't have to be handsome. You don't have to have hair. You don't have to be perfect. And on the flip side, when you hear men discuss what they want from their dream girl, it's like so far out of the reality. A lot of times you're like, dude, is that even the type of girl you can even get? But men are allowed to have high expectations about women. Men are allowed to desire things from women that, desire that they're a 10 out of 10, beautiful, great body. Like, there's men that have certain cup sizes that they want women to be. Like, there's a level of expectation on a man's ideal partner. Now, that's not that men won't settle. That's the thing. Men will settle with women that they are not ultimately the most attracted to, because the benefits of being with women and being married, that's still a good thing for a man. That's still going to improve your lifespan. That's still going to get you some labor that you would not have if you had to, take care of yourself. Somebody make your doctor's appointments, somebody to look out for you, somebody to do your laundry and your home care, because those are things we know that typically fall on women, and women step into those roles because they think that those roles are expected of them. So men will settle for women who are not their type in their mind, but they still get to have these wild and unrealistic expectations. And women are supposed to just be like cool with anything and everything that blows our way. I'll be honest, like, as somebody who goes to the gym and takes care of myself, I prefer men with gym bodies. I do. I don't think dad bodies are sexy. Now, I don't think they're unsexy. They're mid. They're just whatever. Like, if you have a dad bod, I'm not going to be like rule you out for that. I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't be with you because you don't have a six pack. Like, it's not a deal breaker to me. But if you are taking care of your body, absolutely, that's going to be like a plus to me. Absolutely, I'm going to find that more attractive. But that's because I don't feel this pressure to downplay what kind of man I want or deserve. And the reality is, I'm totally fine with not having a man at all. So that's the other problem. And that's another reason why women have such low expectations for men, because ultimately not having a man is supposed to be sad for women. So how can you engage in the dating cycle? How can you engage in trying to find a partner if you have these high expectations for men, and then if you don't get a man, you're a loser? So of course you have to lower your standards, because ultimately the most important thing is getting a man. So yeah, you can negotiate something like, oh, I don't really care about his body. I just need a man. I don't really care if he pays all the bills. I just need a man. When you're a woman who divorces yourself from that and says, I don't need a man, then you can have high expectations. And I think it's important to have those expectations because, like I talk about, just as a feminist, you are more likely to be harmed by a man that you're in a romantic relationship with. So why get into a romantic relationship with somebody who you have super low standards for, who you're just trying to be so cool and chill about everything that they bring to the table, as people say? Like, why risk your safety for that if you're not going to at least ask for some things in return? It's ridiculous. And it's not that, like I said, I don't think people are genuinely attracted to these bodies, but everything we're attracted to is about socialization. We are told what looks good. You see what looks good. Magazines tell you what looks good. TV shows, the people around you. So women are socialized, like I said, to not think that those things are important. They're always told to look for a man's heart, look at his personality. So of course, a dad bod's not that big a deal. Of course. And, like I said, even the women, when they're saying that, they're engaging in it in a way like, oh, we're less shallow than men. And yeah, we are. I get that. We are typically willing to accept those things, but that's because people teach us to accept those things. So I'm asking women to divorce yourself from that. If you're going to go after a partner, if you're gonna partner with a man, like I said, which is potentially dangerous for you as a woman, have some standards about it, and don't be ashamed to have some standards about it. If you want to be the man and you say, which I think you should, that he needs to pay all the bills, if I'm gonna move in with him and be expected to do all this unspoken labor, which no matter how hard you negotiate it or say, hey, this is not gonna happen, it probably is gonna happen, then he needs to pay all the bills. He needs to take care of his appearance. He needs to treat me with respect. He needs to be going to therapy. He needs to be working on X, Y, and Z. Have those standards. I'd much rather a woman have really high standards and high standards her way out of having a partner at all than a woman have super low standards, get in a relationship with somebody who drags her to hell. Because once you get dragged to hell and then everybody, it's shallow, but everybody sees a picture of the guy that you let drag you to hell. And it's that guy with the dad bod and the thinning hair. And on top of everything else, he's a horrible person. Why did you settle for that? Why? That's what people are going to think. They're going to blame you anyway. Whenever women get into relationships with men and it goes wrong, you get blamed anyway for it going wrong. If he treated you badly, well, why did you stay? So now you're having these low expectations for what your partner's going to look like. And then turn around and he treats you badly. And people are going to blame you for getting with this guy who's a 5 out of 10 because you thought he had a good heart. That's still your fault. So at least if you're going to go out and partner with a guy, if you're going to get dragged to hell, get somebody that was at least really, really good looking and that you enjoyed and he paid all the bills. And then when he started acting stupid, you get out the relationship. Because like I said, they're going to blame you anyway. I just really feel like women you don't have to have low standards for men. And I want to see women start to say, yeah, a man needs to go to the gym. Yeah, a man needs to make XYZ money to date me. I want women to start having those standards. Because like I said, we're putting ourselves at the most risk. It's not a 50-50 thing like a woman's just as likely to unalive her male partner as a man is to unalive her. It's not. It's not even close. Not even close. So you're putting yourself at a lot of risk getting into a relationship if you're a heterosexual woman dating men. Raise those standards. Raise them. It's okay. Don't feel like you gotta want a 5 out of 10 or be cool with a guy that doesn't look good or doesn't dress good or doesn't put effort into his hygiene. We gotta raise the standards, ladies. We absolutely do. We deserve better. And we gotta stop accepting the least to seem like we're just so down to earth and cool. So that's my challenge to you this week. If you are the cool girl, if you are the girl who doesn't really care, start caring about something. Pick something to care about in a man and start asking for it. Decide that if I don't get it, I'm totally fine. But you know what? This is what I want from men. I want a man to step up. I want a man to look good. I want a man to smell good. I want a man that dresses well. I want a man that pays all the bills. Make a standard. Raise those standards. Stop being so accessible. Stop being the person that's raising men's self-esteem because you're not asking them for very much. So that's what I'm telling you guys this week. I'm going to sign off on that. Challenge yourself to do that, though. Really challenge yourself. Make it so that a man is something you may get. And if you don't get it, you won't be upset. That's all I'm saying. See you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening and come back to hear more.